Good day to everyone. We're here to speak today about this new generation of consoles that is coming, especially about my E3 predictions and my things I want to see right there, and the future of Nintendo today too. First, we're going to start with the predictions of the E3. And the first console we're going to talk about is the Xbox One. The Xbox One is pretty much irrelevant to me. Not just because it is not a gaming console at all, what we've seen. It is more like a multimedia player. It looks like a computer that can play games, and it's not looking very good. It's just like a cable box, but it's more like a computer because of the specs. The 8 gigs of RAM, the 8-core processor. You don't see a cable box with that specs, so I'm going to judge the thing almost as a computer, but not a full-fledged computer. Like you can use mouse and your keyboard and surf the web and make tasks. You just can see TV and hear your music, see your videos, and even play games on it. That's it's supposed to be. The focus thing on that console needs to be the games, but we already see on the reveal of that things are not looking good. Microsoft really needs in this E3 to show us why the console is the best. I don't really care about if it comes with Kinect or if it don't comes with it. The console has some good specs to make it through this generation, but they need to focus on games, and they are not doing it. They are showing to us too many TV, too many multimedia functions, which are good. But if you don't focus on consoles when you make a console, it's like you are not getting the point of making a console. If you want to make a cable box, you should make a cable box. If you want to make a console, make a console, focus it on games. And that's pretty much what they need to do at this E3. Show us that they will get those games out, show release dates, show plenty of games, and plenty of exclusives. That's what Microsoft needs. Exclusives. If we don't get exclusives from them, it looks like they are not relevant to us as gamers, because PlayStation 4 and Nintendo have their exclusives, but Microsoft in the past they have some exclusives, but with the Xbox 360 they lost that credit, and they're struggling very much right now with the reveal. The Xbox 360 was somehow potentially a good console, but even with that said, it's not the most relevant console these days. Even thought so. The Wii and the PS3 were better, not by much, but better in the innovation and sales area. Xbox 360 had the tech in it, but the three red lights of death, that ring, that overheating destroyed the console and many technical issues. So that's what I think about the Xbox One and Microsoft on that take of that console. That's what they need to do. They need to make the console for gaming, and not for TV. You of course are going to play your games on your TV, but you're not going to use your console to see TV on your TV. That sounds too illogical, you know? Sounds too irrelevant to us gamers. That's only for the people who wants to have a cable box, you know? We don't want that. And also about DRM, that's supposed to be out of the way. They should give freedom to the users, to the customers. They are charging the people for playing used games on their console. That's not fair. That's limiting us, huh? That's putting to us in a place we don't have too much options like before. And people needs to have freedom, needs to know that if they buy a product, they are owners of the product and they can resell that to other people. So they can feel like they really own it, like they really have it. Like if the product they bought, they really didn't like it, they can bring it back to the store and say, I don't want this. I don't want the full money, I know there are rules for that, but if you at least can give me the half of the price, I will be happy. But no, they are pretty much limiting it to the point where you can just buy the game, get into your console, start playing it, and if you want to get it back, you can't. You need to stay with that game forever and ever. You are the owner, even if you don't like it, and you don't get any kind of refund about it. Maybe if Microsoft plans to be a little bit more fair, but not the right way, they can give you some points where you can buy viral some indie games in their store. But that's all. Also, now talking about Sony, the PS4, they're getting things on the right way. Their conference was pretty good. Even if I didn't like the part where they were playing with the kind of instruments, like they were playing music. It was somehow cool for the casual gamer, but for the hardcore gamers, that's pretty much something that they will not be interested in, you know? That's something just too gimmicky to play. But in that regard, it's just that bad. Not too bad, but a little bit not too relevant. But talking about the conference and all the things they said, it was pretty much good. Showing very good graphics. It's like a significant leap to what we've seen at some point. But when you really see the graphics change from the PS2 to the PS3, you can see that significance is not too big. You can see more detail right now. It looks pretty good, you know, but it's not that good as in the past. What I want to see from the PS4 in this conference is games too. We need games, good games. Microsoft needs to come right there on stage and show a real RPG, a real adventure game, action game, horror game. If they want to show one shooter, it's okay. One shooter, that things are traditional in these days almost, and something that is very consumed by the customer. But they need to put that emphasis on the games they don't have on their consoles, on exclusives, and on the third party that is making good games. Variety. Give the customer freedom to choose. If I don't want to play shooters, I also have some racing, sports, adventure, RPG games. Even horror games, as I already said. It will be good for them to have that. Like, they could show some footage from the Metal Gear Solid 5, and why not bring the Gran Turismo sets to the PS4 too? If they're going to bring it to the PS3 later this year, why not bring it to the PS4 too? That will be good. About it. Will be good. Just they need to show the graphics of Drive Club on that game, and it will be astonishing, you know. And exclusives and more IPs are needed, because God of War and Uncharted are pretty much their franchises that are getting up and up and up, and they already have many titles out for this generation, so they need to focus on new IPs, new exclusives, and third-party support from the other companies, and make it good. You know, they're in the good way with this new 32-bit structure, and their specs are pretty good, even above of the Xbox One specs, which is somewhat good. But if the Xbox One was going to come out later in the PS4, they should have planned to make the console equal as powerful to have the same power on both, so we can see same good graphics, same good gameplay, same good options. So that is somehow what I want to see in the PS4. More exclusives, more games. That's the word we need to see. Games will save the Xbox One and the PS4. Also, to give the customer the freedom to buy a game and to resell it, because that's not really a problem about it, but that's another thing we're going to discuss maybe later. About Nintendo, I want to see from them games, because they are making it at the moment very hard to me to go and buy a game, because there is pretty much nothing I like. That is in my case, in my regard, because I need that variety from Nintendo. I respect them too much, and the Wii U has potential to do it. I don't think the gamepad is just a gimmicky. It is a control that has potential in it. I can see that it is not only for staying in your bed and playing games, which is something very good, you know, just to turn off the TV and rest on your bed while you're playing your video games. That is very good. Also, I think of the gamepad that is a very good element to implement in your games, not just for the casual, but also for the hardcore gamers, for the gamers who want a new kind of challenge, more adjustments, more options, more ways to change the gameplay. The gamepad has potential, and Nintendo only needs the games, because the system has some good specs, has some new structure, has a tri-core processor, 2 gigabytes of RAM, DDR3, and also has another elements that make it a good console, a very efficient console. The graphics are there, and in my case I don't need too much graphics, and all the gamers should think that way, because a gamer is essential for gaming, not for visuals. We want visuals, we need to see visuals on movies, on videos, but when you're playing something, you want to enjoy the game, not only by seeing it, but by how it plays. If it is a good game, the way you play it, you enjoy it, you have fun, and also you can see that where a game really shines is in the gameplay and not in what you see on the screen, not in how good it looks. It's good in how good it plays. So for Nintendo, I'm expecting good from the new 3D Mario and the new Mario Kart that they are supposed to show. They already confirmed that, so I'm expecting a good game, something that will boom, make it there to be something that is going to make them tell all the people a message, tell all the people that Nintendo is making the games, is making the games for good, and they're showing to us why they are the best. Because in my opinion, Nintendo is the best right now, is the most innovative company in the regard of video games. They're focused on gamers, and they're making it for gamers. They're not focused on TV. In any case, that people tells Miiverse is something apart from gamers, that is 100% lie. Because after all, Miiverse is a community for gamers to talk, to explain things, to show what they like, to talk to the people and to tell what they want. And that is pretty much good, because we're not even getting closer to gamers, but closer to Nintendo as well. And we as gamers can give advice to Nintendo to what we want, to give some feedback so they can know what we want to see in the console. And that is pretty good. That is pretty good. So, talking about what I want to see, Smash Bros. Smash Bros, man. That game will be good. Very good. I don't want to lose the chance to see an astonishing game like that one, because Smash Bros. Is one of my favorite Nintendo franchises. It's one of my favorite Nintendo franchises. And I want it to be the best fighter ever seen in this generation. I want it to be of all time, but if it can be of all time, this generation, Smash Bros. The best fighter, most competitive, most hardcore, most gamer-centric, and also with the best content ever seen. Every penny you paid for that game should be something that you would be proud of at the end of your buy. So, Smash Bros. I want to see that game to be good and to shine as one of the best. Retro Studios project. That is a very highly expected game. We want to see that game, and we have very high expectations for it because of the time they're taking to show it to us, and because of what they already talked to us about it. They already tell to us that Unreal Engine producers are very, very surprised by the results of the Radiant Studios engine they are using on their new game. So they are watching the possibility, a very high possibility, that Unreal Engine 4 is going to work on the Wii U. We already know that the Unreal Engine can work on cell phones, so why not on the Wii U? And that is pretty much what I want to see. Of course, more games, but what I'm excited about is that Nintendo showing 4 games, at least 4 games: Mario Kart, Mario 3D, Smash Bros, retro games. But those games, if those 4 games shine that Nintendo Direct and E3, Nintendo is going to win this E3. No matter if Xbox shows a rare game in their console. No matter if PS4 shows 5 exclusives. Nintendo is going to really shine this E3. But they need the exclusives, more exclusives, and to show more information about the games they already talked to us in this 23rd January Direct. About the future of Nintendo, this is just like a little something I want to say. I think Nintendo will come victorious this generation, not only because of what we're seeing on the PS4 and the Xbox One, of that DRM and the used games and the online connectivity that is going to be in the Xbox One, that every 24 hours you need to connect at least one time, but also because of the games. Nintendo is going to get that support for the Wii U, because we're already seeing what the Nintendo 3DS can do. This is not rocket science or something that we need to think too much. The 3DS right now is winning in the portable media, in the portable gaming, in the portable fun. The Nintendo 3DS is making it very big on Japan, on Europe, on America. And the Wii U, if it gets that support, that games, that content, that exclusives, we'll see how Nintendo shines even without the third-party support. Even without the third-party support, Nintendo will win this generation. I know Nintendo is going to get that third-party support eventually at very good rates and very good games. But even if it happens to be that Nintendo gets no third-party support for the Wii U, they will win this generation if they focus on good exclusives and content and staying focused on gaming for all the gamers. So this is a message from Galactic Fred. Hope you have a good day and see you all around. I hope you see at E3 what you want to see. See you next time.